They said she'd never be anything. She rose from poverty and changed the world. Welcome to RiseTale. Here, dreams are tested, spirits break, and legends rise again. Please subscribe to RiseTale and like the video so more people can rise with us. Oprah Winfrey was born on January 29, 1954, in the small rural town of Kosciuszko, Mississippi. Her beginnings were humble. Born to a young, unwed mother, Vernita Lee, she spent her earliest years living with her grandmother on a small farm, surrounded by poverty and hardship. Every day was a test of endurance, scarce food, worn-out clothes, and the constant reminder of being poor in the segregated South. From a young age, Oprah felt invisible to the world around her. Life was often unkind, filled with moments that tested her spirit and strength. Yet even in those hard years, she developed a spark, a love for reading, for speaking, and for dreaming of something bigger than the life she knew. When she was 6, everything changed. Oprah was sent to live with her mother in Milwaukee, a city far from the dusty roads and open skies of Mississippi. The move brought hope, but also new struggles. City life was harsh, and the warmth of childhood faded into a world that demanded toughness far beyond her years. In Milwaukee, young Oprah faced confusion and loneliness. She struggled to find her place, torn between where she came from and where she wanted to be. It was during these years that she began to understand pain. The pain of being different, the pain of being overlooked, and the pain of growing up too fast. At just 14, she faced a heartbreaking loss. She gave birth to a baby who passed away shortly after. The grief was unbearable, a heavy silence that wrapped around her youth. Yet from that moment of sorrow came a turning point. She realized that her life, though marked by suffering, was not defined by it. There was still hope, fragile but real, that she could rise above it all. Amid the darkness, a light flickered. Her father, Vernon Winfrey, a barber and small businessman, became a positive influence when Oprah moved to Tennessee to live with him during her late teens. Under his roof, she found discipline, encouragement, and a belief that she could rise above. School became more than a place to pass time. It became a place to show she mattered. She excelled in speech and performance arts and won the Miss Black Tennessee pageant. Her voice, once silent and filled with shame, began to find its strength. Education became her way forward, her pathway out of pain and into purpose. She entered the world of broadcasting while still a teenager, working in Nashville radio and television. In 1976, Oprah's career took a pivotal turn when she moved to Baltimore, Maryland. There, she co-hosted a talk show called People Are Talking and began to find her authentic voice. Her warmth, sincerity, and natural empathy drew in viewers. She connected with people in a way few television hosts ever did. Then, in 1984, she was recruited to host AM Chicago, a struggling local morning show. Within months, Oprah transformed it. Her genuine laughter, her emotional honesty, and her refusal to hide pain became her signature. She lifted the show from dead last in ratings to #1. In 1986, her syndicated talk show was born, The Oprah Winfrey Show. It wouldn't just be a television program, it would become a cultural phenomenon. For the first time, audiences saw a Black woman on national television wielding power with compassion and vulnerability. She spoke about hurt, healing, identity, success, and failure, all within the same afternoon broadcast. The show ran for 25 years. It became a launchpad for conversations, for movements, and for personal transformations across the world. Oprah's own story, rising out of pain and poverty, was woven into the very fabric of her show. She never ignored pain. She gave it a voice. That honesty, that authenticity built trust and inspired millions. Oprah's success was not only in front of the camera, she stepped behind it. She founded Harpo Productions, Oprah spelled backwards, and gained ownership of her show, giving her both creative control and business power. From there, she expanded her empire, magazines, book clubs that turned simple titles into bestsellers, and eventually, her own television network, the Oprah Winfrey Network, OWN. Her net worth soared. In 2003, she became the first Black woman billionaire. Yet through all the fame and fortune, she never lost sight of where she came from. Her early struggles, her pain, her resilience, they stayed at the heart of her message. She often said, "Your past does not define you. Your rise does." Having risen herself, Oprah turned toward helping others rise. She became a powerful force for giving, a true philanthropist. Through the Oprah Winfrey Foundation, Oprah's Angel Network, and many other initiatives, she funded education, empowerment, and hope across the world. One of her boldest dreams came to life in 2007, the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. A school built for young women who had little, but who carried within them the same spark Oprah once had, the belief that they could become more. She built platforms for stories, for voices, for transformation. Her life became more than one woman's rise. It became a beacon for many. Even amid triumph, Oprah's journey was not smooth. She battled weight struggles, public scrutiny, and the lingering shadows of her past. The pain she had overcome didn't simply disappear. It would sometimes resurface in moments of doubt, in harsh criticism, in the pressure of being the one who made it. She had to learn how to balance power with vulnerability. She made mistakes, faced failures, and turned each one into a stepping stone. At one point, she even admitted publicly that she had starved herself for months to lose weight, only to gain it all back again. But that painful cycle taught her profound lessons about self-worth, about health, and about authenticity. One of the key reasons Oprah resonated was that she invited everyone into the story. Not just her story, but their story. She normalized vulnerability. Whether it was survivors, everyday people, or public figures, she gave space for pain and for healing. That wasn't just entertainment. It became a wake-up call. Her message was always clear. What happened to you matters, but what you do with what happened to you matters more. Many tragedies shaped her, but they never defined her. She kept evolving, kept giving, and kept reminding the world that success is not about never falling. It's about the courage to rise, again and again. By the time her talk show ended in 2011, the Oprah Winfrey Show had changed media forever. She had won multiple daytime Emmys, launched the careers of others, influenced publishing and television, and changed countless lives. Her name, Oprah, became synonymous with inspiration, authenticity, and empowerment. But her journey didn't stop there. She kept expanding, taking on acting roles like The Color Purple, producing major content, and forming powerful partnerships across global media. She stayed deeply relevant because her story never grew old. People continued to find pieces of their story in hers. Oprah often says that she is still in process. She believes in continual growth. Her story doesn't end at success. It extends into how that success is used. Her life reminds us, pain is not a permanent state, but a passage. Struggle is not the exception. It is often the prerequisite. The climax of her story isn't a paycheck or a network. It's a consciousness, awakened in millions. When you share her story on RiseTale, remember the human truth. You can fall hard, but you can rise even stronger. The name Oprah means many things to many people, but to countless hearts. She stands for hope, for resilience, and for the belief that the worst chapters of our lives can lead to the most powerful endings. And that's the tale. A reminder that every ending hides a new beginning. No matter how many times life breaks you, you have the power to rise. If this story moved you, like and subscribe so more people can rise with us. Whose rise should we tell next? Drop your idea in the comments. It could become the next RiseTale.